Happy Monday morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on the new Main Street TV. Jennifer here, of course, and setting over to the side, our good friend Pete Wilson to start off the morning news update. Happy Monday, Pete.
Happy Monday to you too.
Thank
Hey, how
you.
about that? We'll take a little rain, a little slick outside over ice and more snow anytime, won't we?
You're right, and I have a little bit of a warmer weather forecast to give to you here in just a little
I
bit.
saw that.
So
Could it come true?
I don't know. We'll wait and see. And Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell, give Nia a call, 740-418-4135, and she's your girl. All right, Pete, so what's going on a Monday morning after a busy weekend?
Okay, well, we got a lot of little things, but they're important things to tell you about. We'll start right off the top with the latest on the COVID-19 front. No new reports from the Jackson County Health Department. However, the Vinton County Health Department has made some daily reports. They seldom miss a day with an update. And as has been the case through the past several weeks, the news continues to be good. In the three most recent reports, and they put reports out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the health department in Vinton County reported one new case on Friday, one new case on Saturday, and none on Sunday. So 3 days, only 2 cases. And this is running about less than a case a day for about a week. And of course, this comes on the heels of the news we received late last week that Vinton County is the only county among the 88 in Ohio that is not a, quote, high incidence, unquote, county, meaning 100 cases per 100,000 population. The other 87 counties remain high incidence. However, it appears that almost all the places, all the locales, all the counties are coming down. And of course, that includes our 2 local counties, both Jackson County and Vinton County. As far as Jackson County is concerned, we do want to repeat some of the information that we had on Friday. This is on the another aspect of the COVID-19 story, and that is about the vaccines. Of course, Phase 1B was rolling out in the month of February. Still, it continues to roll out. That's basically immunization scheduled for senior citizens, anyone 65 and up, people with special medical or health problems, and then your folks at the schools, all of the adults are all supposed to be able to get the vaccine during the month. Now, that hasn't happened yet, and they're a little behind. It's not because of anything locally. It's because of the supply and movement of the vaccine, and some of it, at least, I'm told, is weather-related. So they're a little behind on that, and this is very important. There's lots of folks who had their first vaccine earlier this month who were scheduled this last week or this week to get the vaccine who are behind in getting it. And the health department here in Jackson tried to come up with a plan to make it as simple as possible, because the problem is on this, the communication, the coordination, the manpower, they just can't call everybody individually. They don't do that when you make an appointment, and they don't do that when they have to reset an appointment. So here is what they have come up with. If you were supposed to get the COVID-19 vaccine second shot, you had already had your first. Some of you folks were supposed to get the vaccine last week and were not able to because they didn't have the vaccine. Now there is a date this Wednesday, February 24th, at the Nazarene Church from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The health department will be giving second doses of the Moderna vaccine to anyone who is overdue for one at the Jackson Church of the Nazarene. This includes anyone who got the first shot January 19th to 22nd, as well as anyone who has gotten his or her first dose of Moderna but has not been able to get their second dose for whatever reason. So it's kind of a master day, February the 24th. People who were scheduled for their second Moderna doses this Friday, the 26th, should not come to the health department this day. They want you now to come 2 days ahead of time on the 24th to the Nazarene Church when those other folks are coming. So obviously, that's supposed to be a big day at the Nazarene Church. They're going to have, I'm guessing, all their folks there for vaccinations. And it's a bigger place, so therefore, they can have more people coming throughout the day and at one time. So the bottom line is, if you were supposed to get your second Moderna dose in Jackson County and you were not able to because they didn't have it, that date has already passed, come Wednesday from 9 to 4 at the First Church of the Nazarene. If you were supposed to get it on the 26th this week, your second dose, come on the 24th instead. You'll actually be 2 days ahead of time. And to one other thing, if you're supposed to get your second Pfizer dose this Thursday, that's February the 25th, you're supposed to come to the Nazarene Church that day as usual. There's no change. You're not shifted to the 24th or some other date. It is still the 25th. So I know that's a lot to remember there, but we do have that story posted on our website, the Telegram website, as well as our Telegram Facebook page. Okay, the other big story recently, of course, is the ice and snowstorm, Jennifer, and the governor has now declared a state of emergency in Gallia County as well as Lawrence County. He added Gallia County to the list. Gallia County not as badly hit as Lawrence County, but badly hit enough that they declared the state of emergency. And the main problem is in that ice storm, down power lines, trees came down because of the ice in the trees and on the lines, and it created thousands and thousands of power outages. Can you imagine what that would be like?
No.
You know, in the middle of winter to be without power. So, of course, the power companies in our area, AEP Ohio and Buckeye Rural Electric, they've called in a lot of extra help. Here is a great photo that was circulated by AP Ohio. That is one of their crewmen from Pomeroy who is riding a flag that came down near South Point. He was out working on the lines and saw that the flag came down, and there he is putting it up. Now, what does that make you think of when you see that, Jennifer? Does that conjure any image from the past? Any historical image?
Yes.
Can you think of what it is?
Well, is there like a statue or something?
There
like
is
that?
kind of in the state of Virginia, I think is where it is, but it's the big picture that they took that is one of the most famous historical pictures of all time. The soldiers putting up the flag on Iwo Jima.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right,
But I didn't
that's
want to
about
say
what it looks like, the angle of the flag
yeah,
and everything.
it looks very
And I know
similar
this
to
isn't
that.
war, but it's a tough time.
It definitely,
And-
kind of is.
And you know, Josh, I believe they gave his name, took the time to put up that flag, and they took that picture, and that is making
That's
the rounds
awesome.
on social media. It's pretty cool. We hope to maybe publish that in the paper as well. But as far as the state of emergency goes, they have made a lot of headway in restoring power, Jennifer, but still a total of about 3,000 customers are still without power between Gallia County and Lawrence County, and between AEP Ohio and Buckeye Rural Electric. I'm not sure if there's any other power companies involved in the outages, but it was thousands and thousands that were out, maybe as many as 10,000 when it all started. So, you know, a lot of work has already been done. I'll give Governor DeWine credit. He actually came to Lawrence County on Thursday to kind of survey the damage and like
Wow.
that. You know, he's been real busy lately with a lot of other things, but when he was asked, you know, well, we know, why are you coming to see this firsthand? You can just, you know, sign your signature and declare a state of emergency. He wanted to see firsthand. He wanted to thank all the people that were on the front lines that were, you know, working on remedying the situation, and the local officials who were coordinating that emergency response. So I guess what that makes me think of, Jennifer, when you see all this misery in Lawrence and Gallia counties, how lucky we were here
we were.
in Jackson County. Very few
Absolutely.
power outages that I heard about.
Yep.
And when I checked the websites for Buckeye Rural Electric and AEP Ohio on Friday, there were no outages in
Mhm.
Jackson County or Vinton County, either one.
That was my biggest fear, is, you know, this lack of power, and we fared pretty well.
Right, exactly. All right. Well, I tell you what, we usually do this at the end of the news spot, but there's so much going on. I'm going to move it into the middle, and that is about the tournament basketball on the high school side. The girls' tournament is already underway. The boys' tournament gets underway this week. Some of the regular season games on the boys' side are coming to an end, and there's all sorts of important storylines locally. First of all, we want to congratulate on Saturday the Vinton County Lady Vikings won a sectional championship, and there's the team. There you can see it there on your TV screens or computer monitors. That's the team posing after they cut down the nets. They defeated Gallia Academy 61-20 on Saturday afternoon. They move ahead in the district tournament
Wait,
now.
what did you say?
61-20.
Holy Holy moly!
Right. So I mean that
Wow.
Vinton County's only lost one game this
Go
year,
girls!
and they have beaten people. They've beaten a lot of teams by lopsided scores. And
That's crazy.
on Gallia Academy's defense, because of all the cancellations, they had to play a game on Friday night, then come back Saturday afternoon, travel to Vinton County, and play one of the best teams in this part of the state.
Yep.
So
That's
I mean,
tough.
they were kind of sacrificial lamb material there
Mm.
because they were tired. And if you play basketball or sports, your legs can go, because
Absolutely.
basketball, man, you're moving all the time, even when you're in shape. So, but anyway, the
Pete,
bottom.
they've won that. They've won that several years in a row now.
4
right?
years in a row, James. 4 years in a row, Vinton County has won sectional tournament.
That's
It was
pretty
highly
impressive.
expected.
That's
Not-
pretty impressive.
It is very
It's
Very
one thing to
impressive.
put together a good team. It's another thing to put
To-
together a generation of good
to
teams.
be able
Right.
to sustain
Right.
it.
I mean,
that's
that's,
when you have a program.
Right. I mean, those kids that were freshmen that first year and are seniors this year.
They're still kicking.
Their entire
That's right, and
entire
I
high
will
school
tell you,
career.
there's several really good seniors on that team, but really a lot of the better players are juniors as well. So Vinton County will be good next year as well, and that's kind of the litmus test of a program. When you graduate really good players, but new players
Yep.
come in, and maybe they're not as touted, but they find a way to win because they know how to win.
That's right.
That's kind of an intangible thing.
Girl power.
Exactly. But anyway, the Vinton County Lady Vikings will move on to the district tournament, and the first round will be played at Vinton County, and that will be against Waverly. Waverly at Vinton County. Now, that picture, that is Coach Rod Bentley on the left. We wanted to get him in a picture because he is, of course, the coach and the architect of this success recently in Vinton County. And sitting down there, that is our familiar face and a good buddy of ours who we appreciate very much. That's Jeff Thacker. He's one of the voices of the Vikings, works at the Vinton County National Bank, been a longtime school board member, a big supporter of the kids. And he is broadcasting, of course, all of our games on WYRO 98.7 FM. And he will be there Tuesday night at 7 o'clock when Vinton County plays Waverly in the first round of the tournament. In other games this weekend, the Oak Hill Lady Oaks, their tournament trail ended in the sectional championship at Eastern Brown. That was on Friday night. They lost 70-43. Coach Doug Hale's team, though, finished with a winning record, so congratulations to them. The Jackson Iron Ladies lost to Waverly, the team that now has to play Vinton County. That was on Friday night. Waverly defeated Jackson by a score of 53-38. Waverly has an excellent team, too. And the Jackson Iron Ladies finished 10-13. But remember, they had 5 underclassmen in the starting lineup, including 4 freshmen. So better days to come for Coach Matt Walburn and his program. It is definitely on the rise, and they were much better the second part of the season. And all the experiences they have this year, including the losses, will help make them better in the future. Okay, also this weekend, the Jackson Ironmen, we'll go to the boys' side now. The Jackson Ironmen defeated Chillicothe on Saturday afternoon, 62-43, Jennifer. What that means is tonight they play the Greenfield McLean Tigers at home here in Jackson. If the Ironmen win that game, they will share, no worse than share, the Frontier Athletic Conference Championship. Now, you're a Jackson girl, and you probably know basketball championships are few and far between.
They are.
For some reason, the football team wins them, and the basketball team does not, even though there's been some good teams. But Jackson has a chance to win the first basketball championship since 1992, I think it is. So, were you around in 92?
I graduated in 93, so yeah.
93. Well, you remember the championship
I do.
team, right? Those guys, Tony Bornhorst was the coach.
Yep, Tony Bornhorst, yep.
Right, Matt Walburn.
Speaking of Matt Walburn,
Walburn, the boys, he was on the boys team.
Yep.
Brad Munn, Willie Woodard.
Yep.
They
all
were
those
all
guys,
on
yep.
that team, and Willie's got a boy on the current team, by the way.
Oh.
But Jackson, I know Coach Max Morrow would like to see a nice crowd at Jackson. Of course, it is a restricted situation, but that game tentatively is on the radio tonight, even though it wasn't originally scheduled because it's important. Trying to get extra people in here so we can do that game. And also, of course, it'll be on the stream as well, on our Mixler and that you can access off the app and all like that.
We're not using Mixler anymore, Pete. Just
all right,
just
okay.
So people
That's
don't
right.
get
Just
confused.
just the app now.
Yeah,
just
but
the app, and then you can stream it from the Your Total
right,
Media website.
right.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me on that. The Mixler we thought was so great because that was a way we could get on the internet. Well, now we're
We're
a
way
step
past
up from that.
that. We're
just
way more
pull
cool
out
than
that phone and hit that app. And you can also, of course, access it from your computer as well.
Or just turn on the radio.
Right.
Hey, that's
exactly.
a novel idea. Hey, Pete, who is allowed to go to these games?
Well, it's very restricted, of course. Each boy on the team, if it's boys or girls, their parents can come. I think it's 2 tickets. It's either 2 or 4. And then cheerleaders, their parents can come too.
Okay.
And then it's just really, families of staffers and like that have the chance to come. Jackson is pretty tight on that. Some schools are a little looser in what they allow you to look at how much of a crowd there is. And
Sure.
the same thing, you've got to allow the same thing to the visitors. You give them the same.
Right.
So even with that, a place like Jackson is only like 1/4 full. It's too bad for the kids.
It is.
However, that is why they have allowed the streaming, which the schools are allowed to do.
Okay.
And we're connected on that here in Jackson. Our broadcast, our radio broadcast, goes over the school stream. So that is another way to actually watch the game and still hear it with our radio broadcasters. So as far as other games tonight, the Vinton County Vikings play the Athens Bulldogs at home, and Vinton County, the boys team, has a chance to win the TVC Ohio title, but they must beat Athens tonight. Athens is in first place. If they beat Athens, it's a virtual tie. There are still some other games to play, so I'm not sure how that will turn out. But Vinton County definitely, like Jackson, in the running for at least a share of the title. Okay, tonight we have 2 boys tournament games. We have the Vinton County Athens game and the Jackson Greenfield game, but we have 2 boys tournament games. Wellston will be at Wellston. Oh, okay, I'm looking wrong here. Tonight, Wellston will host the Meigs Marauders.
Mm-hmm.
That's a boys tournament game. That will be on WYPC 105.3 FM tonight at 7 o'clock, 6:45 broadcast time. Also, the Oak Hill Oaks, the boys team, will be at Portsmouth West, same time. The Jackson Greenfield game should be about the same time at 7 o'clock. Those 3 games are going to be on the radio. Tomorrow, don't forget, Waverly is at Vinton County. We've told you about that. Then on Thursday, boys tournament. Will be an exciting one. Vinton County at Jackson. How does that sound?
Ooh,
2 of our local teams, and both
right.
of them are good.
Duking
Both of them
it out.
have a chance to win their regular season championships. Both have a winning record. And even though they've both been very good, somehow they're meeting in the very first game. Something's going to have to give of the tournament. So there are some very good teams in Division 2. That is Division 2. So that's the sports thing. All I can tell you, if you turn on the radio in the evening tonight, you're going to catch a ball game on one of our stations.
That's right.
Just to remind everybody real quick, the Total Media Radio app is what you want if you want to listen to the games on your phone or tablet. If you don't have a phone or a tablet and you want to listen on the computer, you can go to yourtotalmedia.com/radio and listen to the feed. We had a question in the comments about the video. So for Jackson, for example, if you go to YouTube, and I believe it's JHS Media, I think it's what
That
it's
sounds
called.
right. Yeah, it is JHS Media.
And that is where the video live stream of the game will be, and that will have our radio broadcast attached to it, right?
Correct. That is correct.
All right.
I think that's it.
Right.
Thank
No,
you, James.
that is
'cause
it.
I know it's confusing for some people.
Right. We've connected with some of the schools to kind of share in that, the stream and the radio broadcast. Yep. Okay. Turning back to the regular news again, Adena Family Medicine has announced that the Ironman Clinic at Jackson Middle School will reopen again. It had been closed for some time because of all the restrictions that had gone on, but it had been very popular. This is a clinic at the school that is at the middle school to serve the school population, but it can also serve the general population and the public too. It is reopening today. It will give Jackson residents another option for close to home care. The clinic is located within Jackson Middle School. That's at 21 Tropic Street. It had been temporarily shut down because of COVID, because of the Adena staffers were really pressed because of the COVID situation. They could not operate the clinic very easily. But it does primary care. It doesn't, do everything that the hospital, or of course the medical center does, but it can take care of your primary care needs. It is open for appointments or walk-in Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 12 if you've forgotten their operating hours. Beginning April the 9th, it will be open 8 a.m. to 12 on Friday as well. Adina employed certified nurse practitioner Madison Mercer operates the Ironman Clinic and provides a wide range of primary care services. For more information or to request an appointment, you can access the Adina website or call 740-286-7869. Okay, well, Jennifer, we had the ice and snow last week. The temperatures are going to rise, right? You're going to tell us that
Yes.
on the weather report.
I am.
Well, Wellston Mayor Charlie Hudson, who is not only taking care of issues as they happen, he's also looking ahead. He always has foresight.
He does.
He's already expecting water line leaks and problems because of the thawing ground and
That's
like
right.
that in Wellston. And of course, you know, they're working very hard in a long-range plan to update their water lines and sewer lines. But he says that he expects, because of the thawing this week, there will be more water line breaks than usual because the ground is shifting. He is asking residents who need to report any kind of leak to call the police department. Don't call 911 or any other number. Call the police department. And no, a police officer isn't going to report to the scene of the water leak, but they will take care of the communication and the coordination. Please do not call 911 if you have a water leak. I know that's a big deal to a resident if you've lost your water service or you see a water leak outside your house, but please call the police department, and the police department will take care of making sure the correct city personnel responds to that situation. That, once again, is from Mayor Charlie Hudson. Tonight, Jackson City Council will meet. There will also be a Police, Fire, and Traffic Committee at 6, followed by the regular council meeting at 7. The Police, Fire, and Traffic Committee is going to discuss traffic signals on State Route 93, Jennifer. There's going to be a 2-year project. It's going to be over 2 years. I don't think it'll start till next year, but they're going to repave State Route 93 through town. The state is. Now that's the big street through town. It's basically Main Street.
Wow, that's going to be a
coming in
tough project.
from Wellston on Morton Street. So that's a big deal. They're going to do the first part, the Wellston end first, and then the other end down by Walmart. That'll be the next year, I think.
Okay.
But ahead of time, ODOT is assessing the traffic signals, where they should be, how long they should be on, and they want the city's input on that. So that will be a discussion topic at the committee meeting tonight, and that'll be followed by the regular council meeting. Also tonight, the Vinton County School Board will meet at 6:30 at Central Elementary School. Excuse me, they've got a lot of business, I know that, and I know that one of the people that's going to get honored there, in addition to retirees of the school district, they're going to give a Media Honor Roll Award to our own Red Thompson Jr.
Oh, that's so good.
Right, Red has, he covered Vinton County for us for a long time. I know they think a lot of him up there, and of course, so do we.
Congratulations, Red.
All right.
Congratulations from me too, Red. I see that Red's listening right now. So.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
Hey,
well,
buddy.
Thank you, Red. All right. The basketball players at Jackson aren't the only ones that win games. How about the Jackson High School Quick Recall Quiz Bowl team? Our good friend Kevin Bowman, who teaches chemistry and physics, is the coach of the JHS Quick Recall Quiz Bowl team. That's a mouthful.
Well, I can tell you I was never part of that one, Pete.
Okay. No, I can't say I was. If they could have limited it to social studies and literature, I would have been all right. Throw in the math and science, and I'm gone. But anyway, the Quick Recall team, which is kind of like the Quiz Bowl team, I guess, if you want to use a generic term, they won the Frontier Athletic Conference Championship on Saturday.
That's awesome.
How about that? There they are right there. I'm going to give you their names in just a minute. But this involved all the FAC teams. It's just like athletics, only it's academics. All 6 schools from the FAC plus Logan and Unioto is in there too. So they beat 7 other schools. And the members of the team are, if you're looking at the picture there, in the front row are Jillian Evans and Alexis Bragg. In the back row, from the left, Drake Gray, Owen White, Alexander Jolly, and Donald Cruz. So congratulations to the Jackson High School Quick Recall Quiz Bowl team. They are champions.
That is awesome. Great job, kids.
Absolutely.
Proud of you.
All right. Last Friday, Jennifer, they had the chicken and noodle dinner over at the Senior Citizens to benefit
Yes.
the Levy campaign. The chicken and noodles. We got Red Thompson Jr. By the way. When we're speaking, he tried them out, and
I'll
and
bet
they,
he did.
They passed muster. They passed muster with
Breaking
him.
news.
Red Thompson ate something.
Right, and
made sure that he was at the chicken noodle dinner.
No, he was there. He volunteered to go.
I'll
Can you
bet
believe
he
that?
did.
Well, he did come back with this picture that you can see there.
Hey, he
Those-
was working while he was eating,
He
right?
was working. I think that those ladies might be delivering Red's lunch there. But from the
Very
left,
good.
they are Lisa Warrens, Elizabeth Jones, and Wendy James. And they are, instead of acting as employees of the senior citizens or the Board of Aging, they are levy committee volunteers for this particular event because it's going to cost some money to put the levy on. And I think they're going to help pay for it with this event and others, I'm guessing. But that event did come off on Friday and was very successful. However, on Saturday, the Wellston Rotary Club did not have its bean chili dinner. Remember we talked about it?
We did.
They looked at the weather, and even though cold soup would seem to be good on a 20-degree day, those folks would have to stand outside. And also where they were going to have it, the old Pants Factory lot, the ground was not in very good condition, with
Right.
the snow and the ice. And they didn't want to put themselves or others at danger. Also, they wondered about turnout because it was so doggone cold. So they moved it to this Saturday. So the Wellston Rotary Club's Bean Chili Dinner will be this Saturday, February 27th.
Looking much better, Pete.
It is.
Weather-wise.
From 12 to 5 p.m. That's on the former Pants Factory lot. There hadn't been a Pants Factory there for years, but it's still called that. It's on 2nd Street across from the depot. So we will remind you about that later in the week. But for $5, you can get soup, crackers, and a beverage, and all the money supports Rotary projects, including their scholarship fund. Okay, the Wellston City Library, which is called officially the Sylvester Memorial Wellston Public Library. Remember, we told you they're open on Saturdays now. They have announced that starting March 1, they will go back to regular hours where, the library's open and you can go in. I'm sure there'll be restrictions on, how they do things, but it will be open on March the 1st, Monday through Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thursday and Friday, and Saturday 10 a.m. to 2. It was actually open this last Saturday. It will be open next Saturday as well. And then the regular hours kick in on Monday, March the 1st. Reminder, if you were called to serve on the jury of the Jackson County Common Pleas Court today, that trial was canceled and there's no reason to report for jury duty. They couldn't mail out and reach everybody in time, so they asked us to help inform people about the fact that if you were called for jury duty today, you don't have to show up. There is no redo date on that. You're off the hook for right now. All right, last but not least, we want to say happy birthday to Mr. History, Bob Irvin. There is Bob right there. Remember, he was on the show just about a month ago talking about the great courthouse fire of 1951. It's hard to come up with someone who is more likable and respected than Bob Irvin. Bob's there. He still has that coal black hair, but he is 85 years old.
Is he really? Happy
He's
birthday,
85
Bob.
years old, and his good friend Mark Wood kind of tried to arrange a Facebook card shower for him, put the word out on Facebook. Well, he got 68 cards in a matter of 3 days.
Oh, good.
And there is Bob with his cards, and somebody got him flowers and balloons too, as you can see. And his birthday was last Saturday. So we want to acknowledge him, and we want to thank him for what he does for the community, researching, writing, and preserving history. He is indeed our Mr. History, and we salute him.
Indeed he is.
Right, and whenever we talk about something that's happened in the past, we'll probably have him back up here again. He's very, very accommodating.
That's exactly right, and you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody that knows more about history than Bob.
Absolutely. All right, well, I tell you what, I will move on and get ready for the paper, and I believe Phil Buffington might be taking my place.
Well, thank you, Pete. We love having you here every morning. We appreciate you.
All right, I'm going to hold you to this weather forecast. You're
All
going to hear us here in
right,
just a
I'm
minute.
going to
All right.
work on it. All right, and Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell, give Pete a call. I mean, you can call Pete if you want, but give Nia a call, 740-418-4135, and she'll help you out with all of your real estate needs. All right, let's head on over to your Total Media Radio weather forecast, where you can listen to live local radio on your phone by downloading the app either at the Apple App Store if you have an Apple device, or the Google Play Store if you have an Android device. You know where to go. Just type in Total Media Radio and you can download that app. It takes about, I don't know, 5 seconds to download, and then you have all of the local radio stations at the touch of your finger. And you can listen, of course, to all the sports games as well, which is a really, really cool feature. All right. Yes, as you can see by the graphic up on the screen, looks like much warmer temperatures this week, and we will take it. Today, cloudy with rain likely. It has been raining this morning. I'd be perfectly happy with it to continue to rain and wash some of this stuff away. Highs today around 43. Those wind chill values around 31 degrees today. For tonight, partly cloudy with lows around 33 degrees. And wind chill values around 28. So not too bad overnight tonight. And then tomorrow on Tuesday looks pretty good, partly cloudy, highs around 48 degrees. And then look on to that Wednesday forecast where we have some partly cloudy skies and highs around 55 degrees. Woo! And the crowd goes wild.
Woo!
Yeah. All right. So Phil is here. What the heck do you know today, Phil?
I'm here. That's what I know.
Hey,
Monday
thanks for the kiss the other day.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Phil gave me a kiss the other day. It was really nice. It was a Hershey's kiss. not the other kind. You guys are silly if you're thinking that. So anything new and exciting? Happy day after the weekend.
Yeah. Not on the local front. I'm sure Pete covered all that. I did get some AP News oddities real quick for you guys.
Well, very good. So what do you have over there?
Well, there was a story out of Cincinnati that happened last week where customs authorities found a shipment of cereal that was coated with cocaine. And it wasn't just a little bit either. They had 44 pounds of cocaine-coated cornflakes that had been shipped from South America and were on their way to a home in Hong Kong.
And they caught it in Cincinnati,
They
Ohio.
caught it in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh,
Yep.
that's unfortunate for some drug smuggler.
Yep.
So, okay, let me ask you this. If you coat cornflakes with cocaine, how do you get the cocaine off the cornflakes?
I don't know. I've never heard of anything like this.
Milk and a spoon.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that
True.
would probably give you a stomachache, but yeah. And then also in Ohio they had
And how did they catch that?
they said, let me see what
Is
it
it a
said.
dog?
Yeah, narcotics dog. They were checking the incoming freight from Peru when he alerted to the package. And the officers found that the cereal contained a white powder and the flakes were coated with a grayish substance, both of which tested positive for cocaine.
Oops.
44 pounds.
Somebody is a very unhappy camper right now.
Yeah, someone in Hong Kong is anxiously awaiting their cornflakes. And they're not going to get it. And then in New Miami, a police bomb squad responded to a suspicious package at an Ohio church, and they instead found 6 newborn kittens and their mother inside a duffel bag.
I saw something about that.
Yeah, there was a note along with the cats that said the mom's name is Sprinkles and that she began giving birth at 2 p.m. And then the post on the sheriff's office Facebook page said that the mother and the kittens are doing well. They're warm and cozy and fed, and they're being cared for at a local humane society.
What kind of creepazoid puts a birthing mother cat in a bag and drops it off somewhere with a note?
Yeah, to let you know what the mother's name is, of all things.
Like
too.
it's like you have a heart, but you don't. Like,
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know. I wouldn't think it would be too costly to care for kittens, but at least they got rescued.
that's true, and they are safe and sound at a rescue somewhere. And poor Sprinkles, look at her.
The police used their X-ray equipment to find out what was in the bag before they went over with their equipment.
So they were thinking it was a bomb
Yep, they thought
at
it
a
was
church.
bomb.
Oh,
Yep.
that's a bad deal.
Yep, that is a bad deal.
Poor Sprinkles. Bless her heart. That's some crazy stuff.
Yep, all out of Ohio.
Hey, I have good news for you guys. I don't know if James, you can find a picture of this, but did you know that Girl Scouts are releasing cookie-inspired K-Swiss sneakers?
Ooh, did not.
Yeah, they're really cool looking. I don't know. Can you find those, James? Okay, he's looking. Yeah, Girl Scout cookies, K-Swiss and Girl Scouts USA have developed a new line of sneakers inspired by their cookies. They're called Girl Scout K-Swiss Court 66. I don't know why. They're set to be released next month and will be available at K-Swiss, the Girl Scouts online store, and Foot Locker. And they're actually really cool looking. So there's like Thin Mint ones and the caramel ones, and yeah. I don't
Interesting.
know. I think that's pretty neat.
Hmm.
So if you have a favorite Girl Scout cookie, you can get K-Swiss shoes in homage, honor of your, to pay homage. They
You
have
can also get
Samoas.
15% off your first order if you sign up for the K-Swiss newsletter.
Hey.
Well, there you go.
There you
I mean,
go.
it's win-win. Happy birthday. So, and they do have the shape of the cookie embossed on the sides of them as well. So they're like, but you know, I guess when you think of K-Swiss, I always just think of normal like white K-Swiss shoes.
Yeah.
So to have ones that are like fun colors, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And they look like they're almost suede or something. I don't know. I thought they were pretty cool.
Very cool.
I could go for that. All right.
Honestly, I'm kind of digging these, Jen.
I know. I like them.
I like this. Where'd it go? I like that mint chocolate chip one.
Yes. And
That's
see, it's
pretty-
got the cookie on the side of it.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool color combination too.
I think so too.
Well,
I definitely like those. I'm there, man.
what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Oh,
The
hands down,
Tagalongs. That's
Yeah.
the peanut butter ones,
Yes.
right? Yeah, that's mine.
the tagalongs.
I think Samoas are mine.
Are those the coconut ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like the peanut butter chocolate ones the best.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah. And okay, so when you go to eat your Girl Scout cookies, like do you take them apart?
Do you take them?
Excuse me. Mm-hmm.
Do we take them apart?
Yeah, like because like I eat the chocolate and the peanut butter off first, and
you
then
take like
eat
a
the
butter
cookie.
knife and like scrape the peanut butter
No,
off.
I just use
How
my
does that
teeth.
work?
You just scrape it off with your teeth.
Oh, okay. Of course I do that, Jen. What normal person wouldn't do it that way?
Am I the only one that does that?
I've never done it. I can't say I've done it.
Yeah, I always eat that part first and then eat the cookie part. Okay, do you guys break your Oreos apart?
I do that, yeah.
Not really.
I'm a big fan of getting 2 double stuffed Oreos and making a quad stuffed Oreo.
Oh,
Because I'm a fat boy.
good idea.
I have to disagree with Phil. I feel like the regular Oreos have the right amount of stuffing, and the double stuffed ones are too much. And those little thin, crispy
The
ones
thin
are
ones
just.
are-
What's the point of that?
Yeah,
Well, now
that's
they have-
just like
Like
kissing your
Oreos
sister, man.
were perfect the way they are.
They stole
Like-
my idea, made the mega stuffed ones. So that's basically just 2 double stuffed Oreos put together. So they obviously thought it was a good idea.
Well,
You should send him a
apparently.
bill.
Yeah, marketing.
I'm
Hey, I
all
came
for
up
the,
with that.
vanilla ones, but for the most part, just regular Oreos. Like y'all got it right the first time.
Yeah, don't mess with
Stop messing
perfection,
with
man.
it.
They're trying to cater to the fat boys like myself.
Apparently.
Oh my gosh, you guys are too much. Well, try the eating the top off the cookie first.
Oh, I'm definitely going to do that now.
Now you have an excuse. All right, what do you guys think about? Whoops, I'm throwing stuff. What do you guys think about this? So Disney, did y'all see that they're adding content warnings to the Muppet Show?
Why?
So Disney Plus has started adding the Muppet Show to the beginning. So the beginning 18 episodes of the Muppet Show, they're airing, and they have added. Like, we had content warnings when we listened to Two Live Crew and stuff in school. Like, this is like, they're doing this to the Muppet Show. And the reason being is the programming is including negative depictions or mistreatment of people or cultures. For example, there's one, I guess I can kind of see this one. where Johnny Cash is singing in front of a Confederate flag.
Oh boy, yeah.
So I can see this one. The rest of them I kind of, like, for example, there was one where Kenny Rogers, like, you know the Chic Muppet?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a Chic, and Kenny Rogers says something like the Sheik has a camel with him, and he says something about, can you do something with your camel or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's there. It's not like he's, it's there. It's a part of the skit. So Steve Martin, Cleo Lane, Spike Milligan, there were a bunch of them that ended up putting warnings on. They have also put graphic warnings. Yeah, there's Johnny Cash with the Confederate flag. So I guess I can definitely see that one. The rest of them, I don't know. I think we're being a little hypersensitive.
Well, I will say this. I don't, television rate. I mean, that show started in the '80s, and television didn't even have a rating system at that point in time. So, adding modern ratings to modern broadcasts of it, there's nothing wrong with that. I would rather them add those warnings to it than actually
deleting
censor
it or
content.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. We all grew up watching that stuff. So they've also added warnings to Aladdin, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, The Jungle Book, The Aristocats, and Dumbo. And I mean, I don't know. Last time I checked, we all grew up watching that stuff and didn't die or become racist over it. So whatever, but
some people might not have.
I don't think it had anything to do with the Disney movies.
Yeah. Might have been that intergenerational Sunday dinner you had every once in a while.
Something like that.
Now, I've noticed having a young kid that a lot of the movies that I grew up with that are rated like PG are probably would be rated R nowadays.
Well, the PG-13 rating didn't come into effect until like 1990.
I was going to say that was when I was like in high school.
So, I mean, there are movies that were rated G and PG that today would not be.
Definitely, yeah. It's hard to navigate that on Netflix or Hulu whenever you're trying to pick a good
on the older
movie.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, so if you guys are looking for a family-friendly movie on streaming, on Disney Plus, you've got to watch this new squirrel movie. It's called Fiona and Ulysses. I think I'm saying that right.
Okay.
And it's like a young adult novel that's been adapted to a movie. And it is the cutest thing you have ever seen. It is about a little girl whose parents are split up, and she befriends a squirrel that may or may not have superpowers.
Ooh, fun.
And it is adorable.
Aww.
Sounds like something Parker would like.
Yeah. You know what we should do someday? Because I found mine the other day. Did you have like a favorite like childhood book that like someone read to you every night of your life, or that you made somebody read to you? I found mine the other day at my mom's house. It would be funny to bring them in and like actually read them and like show the pictures and stuff.
We have a ton of those little golden books.
Yeah.
A lot of them were my mom's. We just have tons and tons of them, like Disney stuff and Bernstein Bears and things like that. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I had when I was little that would be really funny to like look back at now is you could like this was like a mail-in thing. You'd send it in and like tell them your kid's name, and they would send you like an audio book on a cassette tape where they like edit the kid's name into it. And the person saying like the kid's name and the person reading the rest of the story is not the same voice. So it would be like Jen's voice being like, the three little bears went inside and they met James.
Oh, you have to bring that in.
So we had a few of those, and they are really funny.
If we could find a tape player, that is, a cassette player.
Okay, if there's not a cassette player up here amongst all of this outdated electronic gear that we have at the radio station, right? I would be shocked.
That is true. We could probably find that and make that happen.
Did you have a Teddy Ruxpin or the Mickey Mouse
No,
version that
The
read
Teddy
the
Ruxpin
tapes?
didn't
was
have
kind of
any
a
of that
generation
stuff.
before me. That was kind of more of an early '80s thing, and I was a late '80s baby.
I didn't have a Teddy Ruxpin, but I had the Mickey Mouse version of it. They had a Mickey Mouse one.
Oh,
where you-
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that. I was deprived as a child, evidently.
Yeah. Its mouth moved and everything
Yeah.
when it read the audiobook.
And
It's
did
pretty
you did you have to put a tape in it?
You did.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was
you
on his
put
back
a
end.
cassette tape in its belly. So the thing like that,
And it was
though,
possessed, like
Yeah.
Chucky.
Definitely.
the thing kind of like that was so big when I was little was Furby.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
You remember those?
Those were they the ones that were supposed to like learn stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there's like a huge thing online of people like modifying Furbies now
Oh, man.
and just turning them into complete nightmare monsters. So first of all, if you've never
That's great.
seen a picture of a Furby with the fur taken off of it,
Oh, no. I
Google
couldn't
that.
imagine.
It's
That's
horrifying.
terrible.
Is it just like a hard plastic shell?
Yeah, but you can see all the gears and stuff in it,
Oh.
and it's still got the beak and the eyes.
Oh no!
And like it looks like the Terminator, like after its skin gets melted off.
I thought they were terrifying as they were.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were kind of terrifying.
But people are taking them and like putting them into like giant monster bodies, and it's so funny. It is really, really funny.
Oh, my gosh.
People are sick and twisted, and they're worried about the Muppet Show.
Right, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, wow, we've really accomplished a lot today. So, all right. So I did find an article, and this is helpful. This is
Okay.
your public service announcement of the day. And it talks about the 20 most common passwords found on the dark web.
Mhm.
And the fact that people use these as passwords, I just want to beat my head off of this desk right here. So they went in and basically started monitoring passwords. The 20 most common passwords found on the dark web, they say this was based on 250 passwords. 59% of Americans use a person's name or birthday in their passwords. 33% include a pet's name. And 22% use their own name as a password. The top 20 were, some of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, password. Like literally password.
Just password, yeah. Good
1, 2,
one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it just goes on and on. Like any variation thereof that.
Well, you guys heard about the hacker that got into Donald Trump's Twitter account like last year, right?
Yeah. What
I mean,
was, and the
He
password was.
MAGA 2020.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
And this
No,
wasn't
it was-
the and this guy had claimed to have hacked into his Twitter account several years earlier, and his password the first time was "you're fired."
You're fired. Yeah. Boy, Trump, that was a tough one.
Solid.
So yeah, there's any 11111. But then in the middle of all of these passwords, now maybe you guys can shed some light on this because I don't understand. Lemonfish.
I don't know what that means.
No. I mean, that would be a hard one to break, I would think. Who would
I think
assume
any-
lemonfish?
I don't know. They're
Lemon-
probably all equally easy to figure out, but anything that's like
Yeah, lemon, sunshine are in there amongst all. You know, QWERTY one. So here's a little bit of trivia. So don't do that. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
So it looks like
seriously.
lemon fish is just a popular recipe. That's the
Oh.
only thing that comes up.
Oh, okay. It's weird to me, but whatever. So, trivia for you. Maggie was the most common name used as a password.
Maggie.
Sports lovers also include a lot of baseball and New York.
Mm-hmm.
And cookie was the most common food word. So what they're saying is to not have your password hacked. Don't use names. Don't use names of your pets. Don't use names of yourself or family members or anything like that. Mix up your numbers. Don't use sequential numbers, even if it's 4, 5, 6 or whatever. Don't do that. Because 35 of the top 250 passwords include sequential numbers. So don't do that. Now this would be impossible. Create a unique password for every account.
No, I don't do that.
I'm sorry, but that's impossible.
Right.
It's definitely easier now than it used to be, where you can kind of store all your passwords in one kind of safe place and it just kind of remembers them. It's definitely easier than it used to be, but yeah, having actually remembering that is impossible.
That's impossible. Yeah, it's a catch-22 because they say don't write your passwords down anywhere, but you need to have a separate password for every account. It's like,
yeah,
got to write them down then if you want me to do that. But they do say, and James, maybe you can shed some light on this, to use a password manager.
Yeah, well, like, you know,
it's like an app.
Right, on your iPhone, like, it'll automatically remember your passwords if you tell it to.
Right.
And you have to have, like, you know, your Face ID or your thumbprint scanner or something like that. You have to have the phone password protected. But yeah, it will manage all your and there's other software out there that will do that for you also.
Yes.
That's probably more secure even still.
They're saying the average U.S. adult has between 90 and 135 different applications that require passwords.
Wow.
I could see that.
How many of those are streaming services?
I know, right? So they say that you can use a password manager. It prevents you from storing passwords on your phone or tablet, a common habit that makes it easier for cyber criminals to get their hands on your stuff. So I think the thing is, just be kind of smart about your passwords. Just come up with something random.
That's usually what I do.
Something random to you that would be random to anybody that doesn't mean anything.
Hey, Phil, I've been meaning to ask you, what's your mother's maiden name?
What street did you live on when you were born?
What was your first pet's name?
What was your first roommate in college?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
After all these years, they still use those same prompts. Like,
who was your childhood best friend?
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I can't remember that any better than I can remember my password.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly.
And by the time you get to those prompts, you're just like, just please be done with this process already. I'll just put anything in.
My mother's maiden name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
My mother's maiden name's password. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So, speaking of funny, did you guys hear?
Welcome to Girl Talk.
I'm talking
Jen
about
and Phil
girls
and James.
to the guys. These women in Florida they dressed up as grandmas and tried to sneak in and get COVID shots.
Well, the best part of that is they were there to get their second shot, so it
obviously
worked the first time.
Yes. Can you believe
They're in
that?
there looking like people dressed up like the Golden Girls for
They
Halloween.
did. And they really did. They had so these two ladies went in and they had on bonnets, gloves, glasses, the whole 9 yards.
Oh my gosh.
The people at the Orange County Convention Center vaccine site noted that they looked funny, quote, and stopped them before they could get their shots. But they were coming, as James said, for their second round. So they had gotten it the first time. One is 44 and one is 34. And right now, only adults ages 65 and up can get the shots. So I don't know. What do you do with them, though? Because they've already gotten the first round. You almost need to give them the second round.
Yeah.
But they turned them away.
Yeah, just let them have it.
That's dedication. I mean, they earned that.
I gotta give them A for effort.
Yeah, that's definitely worth giving them a shot. Is that them there?
Yeah, that's the security camera photo that they have of
Oh my
them.
God.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was lucky they didn't get arrested or something for that.
Yeah.
But they do say also that the number of people that are like fraudulently trying to get shots is like through the roof. They never expected it to be that way. I'm like, dude, just wait your turn, man. You're 34 years old.
Yeah,
Come
you'll
on.
be all right.
Like
You've
you're
made it.
taking that away from somebody that could really, really use it.
Right. And you've made it this far. You can last a little while longer.
Yeah. I mean, at least I like outside of the box thinkers, though.
Yeah.
I'm always up for that.
Very innovative.
Yes, for sure, 100%.
I think they should remake Some Like It Hot, but it's just people trying to get their COVID vaccine.
Like Tootsie.
Yeah, Tootsie. Yeah,
Tootsie.
remake Tootsie, but it's all about trying to get COVID vaccine.
That makes me think of Clueless. When you guys probably haven't seen that movie, so.
Oh, I've seen it.
Clueless.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Paul Rudd's in that movie.
When she says he brought over Some Like It Hot and Spraticus.
Spraticus.
Yeah, whole other story. But Victoria's Secret. This is a good one. I should wait till Courtney's here because I'll bet she would weigh in. But I don't know if you can find this picture or not, James. But Victoria's
The
Secret.
Victoria's Secret catalog. Oh yeah, I've got that saved.
It's in his bookmarks.
Yeah, I mean I've got the Victoria's Secret. Yeah.
They have actually done a photo shoot with curvy girls in the campaign, like very curvy girls in the campaign, and it's fantastic. It's being received very, very well. It's called the Destination Swim campaign. It's plus size models, and they're in like 2 pieces and just different swimwear. They're getting really happy to see you incorporating some curvy girls in your campaigns. Keep it up. Inclusive and gorgeous. And someone wrote better late than never, I guess. So, and of course they still have, the I eat a carrot once a day for, girls too, but I don't know. It's like, where has that been? Like,
I don't know.
why? Come
I don't
on.
know. I mean,
Especially in today's world.
yeah.
Be inclusive.
Marilyn Monroe was, what they would consider today to be a curvy girl.
She was, she would definitely be. She was like a 12 or a 14
Yeah,
size. She was
gorgeous.
Very
No one ever doubted that.
voluptuous. Yeah, very. Anna Nicole Smith.
Mhm.
Watched a documentary about her the other day. It was a very sad existence.
Yeah.
Did you find the picture?
I found the article, but there's not
Oh.
really many pictures.
No
to
good
go with
pictures.
it.
Okay.
Speaking of Anna Nicole Smith documentary, if Caitlin was here, she would want to be talking about that Britney Spears documentary.
I watched that.
You're right, and
We're out of time.
I haven't
we
seen it.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I had no idea that was going on.
So,
Very interesting.
what is it about? Just like in a nutshell, and then we can watch it. And
It's about how she was mistreated by the media as a teenager, and
I
how
could see that.
they sort of forced her into situations that were not cool, and then wrote inflammatory stories about her
I could
that
see
they
that.
caused her. Like one of the examples was the media chased her and her baby like down the street, and she ducked into a coffee shop or something like that to try to get away from them, and then everybody in the coffee shop starts taking her picture,
Yeah.
and they're taking her picture through the window, and she's in there like in tears, and then like the headline on like TMZ and stuff is like Britney has breakdown in
Mhm.
cafe.
Yeah,
It's like,
And now her
because
dad,
everybody's chasing you.
her dad is still her conservator too.
Yeah.
So he's still in charge of her life,
Yeah.
basically.
and that's what the whole Free Britney campaign and
Mhm.
all that. And I have always, like, at first I was a little judgy about her, but then I started. I mean, my heart bleeds for her. Like,
It was hard, like he said, it's hard not to feel that way, on the surface because of the way she was presented in the media by the
Well,
tabloids.
it's not like she's the only person that falls into that category.
Right.
no,
I mean,
but
they were
boy,
doing the same thing to Madonna, 10, 15 years earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that you just didn't have as much social media and stuff like that back then.
Right.
Like in the 80s when Madonna was.
Oh, I mean, Phil
losing
mentioned
her
Marilyn
mind.
Monroe. I mean, they were doing it to Marilyn Monroe
Sure.
50 years earlier.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, it's a very sad thing. Okay, where do I find that?
Is it on Amazon Prime?
I
Or
can't
no, it's on
remember.
Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have.
You might be
Hulu.
able to rent it. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's streaming on Hulu.
Okay, I'll take a look for it. All right. Yeah, because
I think it's called Free Britney. Is that right?
I can't remember what it was
Yeah,
called.
I think that's what it's called. Free Britney.
Okay. We'll
It's
take
interesting.
take a look at it. We'll reconvene and discuss. at a future date.
Maybe we can get Caitlin to
Weigh in.
weigh in.
I'm sure she would be very happy to do so. That's for sure. All right. Well, before we get out of here, did want to thank Mark Carmen and all the gang at Carmen's Used Cars and Trucks. If you're looking for a vehicle, I'm telling you, they have it on the lot right now. If you're looking for passenger vans, he has several on the lot right now as well, and those are really hard to come by. So if you have, maybe a church or a group of folks that you need to drive around, that's where you go. Go see Mark. Also, I want to thank our friends at the filling station, the store Broadway and Penn and Wellston, Quick Stop right here in Jackson, Hoser's Pizza, all the good stuff. And you can watch TV while you pump your gas. It's super cool. Find out all the sports and everything, the weather. And speaking of the weather, don't forget that we do have some warmer temperatures this week. But I will tell you, this rain that we've gotten has made everything super slick.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Super slick. So hopefully it continues to rain and keeps washing things away. But be very, very careful if you're out walking today, because it is just a sheet of ice. So, all right. Anything else, boys? Or girls, if you will?
Speaking of Britney Spears, one more thing on that.
Yes.
There was a great Britney Spears skit on Saturday Night Live this week. From where that documentary's come out, the joke is she's been getting so many people sending her text messages apologizing for all the things that they had done to her in the past.
Like Justin Timberlake.
She's now hosting a talk show that's just people coming on to apologize. So they had Ted Cruz, the lady that just got fired from Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I forget who the third person was, but it was really funny.
I'll have to look
Coming
for that
on
too.
to apologize for their
Poor Brittany.
misdeeds.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We appreciate you. And we will be right back here tomorrow on Tuesday. And again, please be careful if you're out walking, because it is super duper duper slick out there.
Walk like a penguin.
Walk like a penguin. Just like that. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye.